Hey, it's your friend Christiano, and welcome to the Queer Quest Podcast. Hello, fabulous souls. Welcome back to the Queer Quest Podcast. I'm Christiano Green, and today's episode is one I've wanted to create for a long time. Now, it's a celebration, a reflection, a truth-telling space. Coming out stories that will inspire you. Now, this is for everyone who's ever whispered the truth to themselves in the dark, everyone who's still trying to figure it out, and everyone who's come out and come back in again and come out again, and everyone who knows what it's like to carry a truth too sacred or too dangerous to speak at times. Coming out isn't just one moment. It's a series of brave acts, whispered confessions, loud declarations, awkward moments, heartbreaks, and awakenings. And in this episode, we're going to walk through those stories, mine, others, and maybe yours too. Now, if you get value out of today, which I truly trust that you will, then can you please do this episode and the podcast a huge favor and help boost it to others in the queer community by liking, commenting, sharing, tagging, subscribing, or reviewing us, as this does more than you may know towards getting this episode in the hands of the queer people who need it most. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's start with that moment that you knew yourself. I'm talking about the one before the Facebook post. I'm talking the one before the teary conversation with your family. I'm talking the one before the partner you held and who held your hand throughout. And I'm talking before the label, before the pride, before the fear. The moment you know. For some of us, it really happens slowly. Like a fog lifting, like puzzle pieces clicking into place. For others, it's an explosion. A moment so clear, so electric, that you can't unsee it. I remember for the first time when I said it out loud, not to anyone, but to myself. It felt like I was breaking something, like I was walking through a door that I wasn't sure I'd be able to return from. And honestly, I wasn't sure if I wanted to, because I wasn't just naming my gayness, my queerness. I was claiming it. I was waking up to it. And with that, it really came with both liberation and terror. When the truth hits, everything changes. Maybe your story is like mine, or maybe it was a stolen glance across the room, a scene in a movie that shattered you, a childhood moment that you buried until your body remembered, a dream, a kiss, a panic, a knowing. And that's the thing. The coming out journey doesn't start when we tell others. It starts the moment that we admit it to ourselves. And that's often the hardest person to come out to, because there's internalized fear and self-rejection. For many of us, that first inner moment is really followed by waves of confusion. What if this ruins everything? What will my parents say? Can I still be spiritual and queer? Am I ready to live with this truth? And underneath it all, will I still be loved? Will I still be enough? That question has haunted so many of us, because when we grow up in a world that teaches us that our queerness is wrong, that it's sinful, that it's shameful, or even invisible, we internalize that message. So when the truth finally surfaces, it doesn't come with a celebration. It comes with grief. Grief for the life that we thought we'd have. Grief for the years that we lost. Grief for the people we may lose. There's a psychology of self coming out. Now, psychologists will call this phase identity consolidation. It's when you start recognizing your truth, but haven't yet fully integrated it. It can feel like living between two worlds. One foot in the old, performative self, one foot in the new, still scared self. And neither quite felt like home yet. But this phase is really crucial, because it's the foundation. You can't come out to the world without first creating safety inside yourself. If you're here right now, if you're listening and you're still in that moment, still circling the truth, still trying it on quietly when no one's around, still asking, am I allowed to be this? Let me be the one to tell you, yes, you are. Yes, it's real. Yes, it's yours. And yes, 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 it gets better. Not because the world changes overnight, because you do. Because once the truth finds its voice, it gets louder, it gets bolder, it gets more unapologetic. You don't have to shout it yet, you just have to listen. In part two, we'll explore what happens when you do say it out loud to your family, to your friends, to the people who may or may not know how to hold it. We'll talk about the fear, the fallout, the funny parts, and the moments of unexpected grace. Because coming out isn't always pretty, but it is always powerful. I'll meet you there. If you've ever wondered, why am I still carrying pain that doesn't even feel like mine? You're not broken, you're brilliant. But brilliance gets buried under years of shame and silence and survival. And that's why I made this. I'm Christiano Green, a queer transformation coach and the founder of Queer Quests. I created a free queer healing guide to help LGBTQIA plus souls begin the journey back to themselves. Inside, you'll discover the 3 core stages of queer healing, powerful journal prompts, and a roadmap to stop surviving and start thriving. This isn't some fluffy self-help PDF. It's the spark your soul has been waiting for. You deserve to heal, not just for your past, but for your future. Download the 3 guide now. And if no one ever told you this before, your healing is holy. And your queerness, it's your power. So grab your free guide now via the link in my bio or just comment below and I'll send it to you directly. Welcome back, love. In part 1, we explored the inner coming out, that quiet, sacred moment when you whisper the truth to yourself for the very first time. Now, in part 2, we're stepping into the fire, the trembling, the breath before the leap. This is about the moment you say it out loud to someone else, to the world, to your family, to your friends, to anyone whose reaction could change everything. And for many of us, it does. The fear before the words. Let's not romanticize it. That moment is often terrifying. Your heart races, your body floods with adrenaline, your mind runs wild with imagined reactions. Will they cry? Will they yell? Will they hug me? Will they walk away? Coming out is often less about saying your words and more about the emotional risk of losing something or someone in the process, especially if you grew up in a religious or a conservative or an emotionally distant environment. The fear isn't hypothetical, it's actually lived and it's in your bones. My first coming out to family. Now, I remember the first time I came out to my family. I could barely get the words out. My voice was shaking, my chest was tight. I had rehearsed the sentence 100 times over in my head, but it still felt foreign coming out of my mouth. Now, it wasn't met with any violence, but I also wasn't met with full understanding. What I got was something many of you might relate to. Life is going to be harder for you now. And that sentence really hit me like a prophecy. I internalized it, and for years, I made it true. Not every coming out story is going to be beautiful. And the truth is, that's okay. We don't talk enough about the complicated reactions. Sometimes the people we hope will embrace us, they don't, or they don't do it in the way that we want it. Sometimes they cry, but not for us, for them. They're also grieving too. Sometimes they say, I still love you. But something, really shifts in the air. Whether it's a subtle distance, a discomfort, a wound. Coming out can be the beginning of estrangement. It can also be the beginning of a long, slow reconciliation, not just with other people, but also with yourself. You realize you can't control their reaction, only your truth. And that is a devastating and liberating moment at the same time. There's this myth of the perfect coming out. There's a cultural myth that coming out should look like a viral video, a big moment, happy tears, family hugging, rainbow cake, and instant love. But for many of us, it's just not like that. It's messy, it's awkward, it's whispered at 2 a.m. It's a text message that gets left on read. It's a conversation that ends in silence. And still, it's powerful. It's sacred. Because even if no one else celebrates you, you're still choosing you. And there's those awkward and those funny and those totally human moments that happen. So let's break the tension for a second. Some of the most relatable coming out moments are the awkward ones. The aunt who says, "I've always known," like she had queer telepathy. The friend who replies, "Same." And suddenly it's a shared queer revelation. The mom who thought you were coming out as vegan, or the moment you accidentally came out to your Uber driver. Coming out is weird, it's raw, and it's human. And that's what makes it so beautiful. Because people often surprise you. Let's not forget, sometimes people surprise us in the best way. It could be the sibling who says, "I've got your back," and you are shocked AF. It could be the parent who Googles what non-binary means and is trying their best. It could be the friend who tears up and says, "Thank you for trusting me." Or it could be the coworker who comes out after you do because you made it a safer environment for them to do so. These moments matter. They remind us that love still exists, that people can change, and that the world isn't entirely hostile. Even if it's just one person, being seen by them can really heal something ancient. So if you've come out and it was hard, I see you. If you came out and were met with love, treasure that. If you're still deciding when or how, know that your timing is sacred and it's up to you. You don't owe your truth to anyone, but when you do decide to speak it, let it be on your terms, not theirs, because your voice is holy and the world needs it, shaky, soft, or screaming. In part 3, we're diving into the truth that coming out doesn't always happen young, and it's never too late. We'll talk about later in life coming out stories, the grief and beauty of discovering yourself in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and beyond, and the deep, deep power of divine timing. I'll meet you there. You ever feel like the world wasn't built for you? Like you were born queer, and then you had to spend your whole life recovering from what that meant to everybody else? Yeah, me too. But I turned that pain into purpose. My name is Christiano Green. I'm a queer transformation coach and the founder of QueerQuest, the world's first personal development platform created exclusively for LGBTQA plus people. We don't just talk about healing or growth and self-love. We live it. We teach it. We queer the hell out of it. I built QueerQuest because I wanted every queer person to have access to the tools, to the teachers, and to the community that helped save my life. And I'm talking emotionally, spiritually, physically, all of it. This isn't just a platform. It's a revolution of self-return. A sacred space where your queerness is celebrated, your truth is seen, and your excellence is activated. So if you're ready to grow, to heal, and to rise as the queer badass that you were born to be, come join us. Your quest begins now. Welcome back, love. In part 1, we explored the moment you come out to yourself. In part 2, the moment you say it out loud to others. But now I want to speak to the late bloomers, to the ones who came out in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, to the ones still figuring it out, to the ones who whispered, why couldn't I know sooner? And to the ones who feel like they missed the queer train. Let me say this with my whole heart. You are not late. You are right on time. Why didn't I know sooner is a question I hear often. This is a question that I really heard many more times than I can count, and one that I actually asked myself. How did I not see it? Why did it take me this long? Why did I marry someone I didn't love? Why did I live a life for so long? And behind those questions is really something deeper. There's shame there, there's grief there, and there's confusion there. But let's name this. We knew, we always knew. We just didn't have the words, or the permission, or the safety. The psychology of delayed coming out is all around how many of us grew up in environments where queerness was invisible, it was demonized, or it was actually outright dangerous. Some of us were taught that love only looked one way. Some of us were taught to override our instincts. And some of us buried our truth so deeply, it felt like it was never even there. But it was. It was just waiting. Waiting for the moment when you were ready, when you felt safe, when you had resources, and that you were strong enough to let it rise. And that is not failure. That is called survival. And that is also sacred timing. Now, let me share a coming out story of a client at 47 years old. I want to tell you this story. A client of mine, we'll call her Maya. She came out as a lesbian at 47, married to a man of over 20 years, 2 grown kids, a stable life, but inside, she was unraveling, quietly, slowly, year after year. One night, sitting in the bath, she whispered to herself, I think I'm gay. And then she sobbed, not from fear, but from recognition. It took her another 2 years to say it to anyone else, another year after that to leave her marriage. And now she's living in a little cottage by the coast, dating a woman who makes her laugh until she cries. She told me, it feels like I'm finally breathing in my own skin. Now, there's this notion that there's a grief of what could have been, because coming out later in life often comes with a specific kind of grief. What if I had known at 18? What if I had never gotten married? What if I'd had queer love when I was younger? It's truly easy to spiral into regret. But I want to offer a reframe for everyone out there who has had those regretful thoughts. You didn't waste those years. You lived them the best you could with the tools and the truths that you had at that time. Those years weren't fake. They were chapters, necessary ones. Maybe they were painful, but still part of your becoming. And here's the truth that no one tells you. Queer joy is ageless. It doesn't expire. It doesn't fade with time. If anything, the older you get, the deeper you feel it. Because now you know what it costs to earn it. Divine timing is still timing. Your coming out wasn't late. It was aligned with your nervous system, with your safety, with your soul's unfolding. The right time is the time you choose. Whether you're coming out at 16 or 60, it's still a revolution. It's still holy. And just because you didn't know then, doesn't mean you don't get to celebrate now. You still get to dance at Pride. You still get to fall in love. You still get to explore, to mess up, to flirt, to cry, to relearn. You still get to start over, or better yet, begin. So if you're listening to this and thinking, maybe I'm too old to figure this out, let this be your sign you're not. Coming out at 12, 35, 52, or 71 isn't weird. It's wise. It means you're still growing, still becoming, still brave enough to choose truth, even when it's hard. And that is power. In part 4, we'll explore the ripple effect of coming out, how your truth gives others permission to live theirs, and why your story may be the mirror someone else has been waiting to see. We'll end this series with celebration, with community, and the reminder that coming out isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong unfolding. Meet me there. You've survived closets, shame, rejection, silence, perfectionism, burnout, and heartbreak. But survival was never the end goal. It's time for your queer comeback. I'm Christiano Green, queer transformation coach and the creator of the Queer Comeback, a free webinar for LGBTQIA plus souls ready to heal, ready to rise, and ready to reclaim who the F they are. This isn't self-help, it's queer soul revival. Inside this masterclass, I'll share the 3 things every queer person needs to know to finally break free from society's judgments, awaken their queer spirit, and live unapologetically, spiritually, emotionally, and fully embodied. You weren't born to shrink. You were born to come back louder, softer, fiercer, wiser, queerer than ever. This is your invitation to come home to yourself. Join the Queer Comeback, free, live, transformational, because your next chapter doesn't start with shame, it starts with you. Sign up now, link in bio. Welcome back, fabulous souls. This is part 4, and I want this part to land in your heart like the sunrise. We journey together through the inner knowing, the fear of saying it out loud, the grief, and the power of coming out later in life. And now, we're right here. The ripple effect, the legacy, the gift of your truth. Because whether you've come out already or you're still gathering the courage to, your story matters. And someone out there is waiting for it. Coming out isn't just for you, it's for us. The truth is, when you live more freely, you make it safer for someone else to do the same. We don't always realize how powerful that is. You come out to your sibling, and 3 months later, they tell you that you're questioning, that they tell you they're questioning it too, right? You post one vulnerable thing online, and someone in your DM says, "That helped me so much. Thank you." You start using they, them pronouns, and someone at work starts asking questions they never had permission to ask before. That's the ripple. It starts with you, and it moves outward in waves. Chosen family is the real reward. Now, I want to talk about the people you meet after the coming out, the ones who love you because of your truth, not in spite of it. Sometimes those people are strangers who become soulmates. Sometimes they're the queer friends you never had growing up. Sometimes they're new lovers, housemates, communities, and co-creators. Chosen family is one of the most profound parts of this journey because it teaches you that you don't have to earn love by hiding. You are worthy of it as you are, fully seen, fully expressed, fully queer. And when you find those people, the ones who clap when you finally speak your truth, that's healing, that's holy, that's home. You are the plot twist. So many of us grew up being told directly or indirectly that our queerness was a flaw, a sin, a tragedy, something to be fixed, erased, hidden. But you know what? We are not tragedies. We are plot twists. We are the main characters. We are the love stories. We are the wisdom keepers. We are the joy bringers. We are the truth speakers. Your queerness is not what makes life harder. It's what makes it realer, braver, deeper, and more magical. Every time you speak your truth, you change the world. Coming out is not a one-time event. It's a daily practice of choosing yourself. In the little moments, in the big moments, in front of others, and when no one's watching. It's the courage to say, I know who I am, even if the world hasn't caught up yet. And every time you do, you change the narrative. You shift the culture. You save someone's life. Yes, your story could literally save someone's life. Let's celebrate that. So today, I want you to celebrate however you can. Reread that journal entry from the day you came out. Call that friend who supported you. Dance to your favorite queer anthem. I'm going to do that right after this. Share your story or hold it sacred just for you. Look in the mirror and say, thank you for being courageous. Thank you for being brave. You don't have to be out to everyone. You don't have to post a declaration. You don't have to rush your process. But know this, your story is enough. Your timing is sacred and your queerness is beautiful. So wherever you are in your journey, at the beginning and the middle, or discovering that there is no final chapter, I'm proud of you. You are part of a long lineage of truth tellers, and your voice joins the chorus of queer voices that are shaping a better world. Thank you for walking this journey with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for feeling. And thank you for remembering that you're not alone. Now, if this episode moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it and comment below. And if you're ready to step deeper into your own story, come join us inside Quest, where we do this healing work every damn day. This is your story, and it's not over. It's just beginning. I'll see you in the next episode, but until then, keep becoming, keep belonging, and keep being unapologetically you. Always remember that you've got this, I've got you. Bye for now.